Superman Jonathan Kent is going to get a second chance at a new ongoing series. Will it work this time? What exactly did Peter Parker do? We're going to find out this week. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has a new movie coming out this summer. We'll talk a little bit about that cast. And who are Comics Pro, and why did they start something in the trendy list? We'll find out today. All this, and we're going to find out what's the first mystery item at the newly launched Izzyverse Club. Did you join? See you soon. Excelsior.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Izzyverse. I'm Izzy along with Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Hey, man. How's it going?
No hanging. I don't see a hanging comic. What's up? What's going on here?
I'm in a different room. I don't have the frame set up here.
You don't got the luxury of the hanging comic?
Not this time.
Not this time. Oh, man. Yeah, so you saw that there was a little delay in the video. It's because I didn't have the opening video ready. And I was like, I got to load this sucker up. I got to get this thing in. So I got it in. So welcome, everybody, to the show. I'm glad that you guys have made it. We have a great show lined up for today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So, but first, let's talk a little bit about our weekend, Josh. What's going on, Samuel? Baby, give me where's that baby shark? Baby shark.
Yeah, you don't have it on your soundboard.
No, I don't have a soundboard saved up yet. So I gotta start putting soundboards in this thing. But
yeah. No, I just wanted to show a character with like some actual development over the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All right. Well, how you doing, Josh? And of course, Bitten Apple TV, just joshing. Woo! Represent, right? There goes Comic Cole, right? Oh, look at, he's already telling us where's his favorite. And that's because he's responding to the QA. So there is actually a QA in the chat right now. So you could definitely respond to the QA. So Comic Cole has picked Monsters Lie, Where Monsters Lie, issue 2 and the Red Zone. So first of all, what's going on, Cole, and stuff. So let's talk about our weekend. Let's talk about Saturday, to be specific, right? What were we doing on Saturday, in case you weren't watching the live stream that was going on?
Well, we got a bunch of guys together. We were trying to fix a disaster. It sort of felt like piling up sandbags against a hurricane, but we did our best to sort through all of Izzy's comics. We got about a third of the way through, and then we gave up.
And did we actually sort them? Let's be honest. Did we actually sort them?
We made them into piles.
So the collection is so big that we just couldn't get them all together, and we didn't even touch not even half of the pile. So there's I got one half, and it has like paper with names on like the titles that are in, and then the other one is just there. And this is going to be a big project. It's still a continuing project, but I did find some pretty cool key books there. Books I knew I had, and I found books I knew I didn't have, or I knew I didn't, or I didn't know I have.
You didn't know that you did not have it.
Yeah. So let's have it. The book I knew I had was New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool. So I was able to pull that thing up. I was like, yeah, found it. So I was happy about that one. The book that I also had, that I knew I had, was X-Men #4, first appearance of Omega Red, which was a good book that I have. I think I have 2 copies of that. So the second copy is floating it somewhere in the other boxes. I have some Ultimate Spider-Man, which I knew I had. First appearance of Ultimate Everything, pretty much. And in the one book I didn't know I had, it's have. I have, right? That's the word.
As far as we know, you have it.
I have it. So, and that is Spider-Man Noir. I had no idea I had that book.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at it, I was like, this book is like prestige format. So I'm really happy about that. So cool stuff. That's what we were doing this weekend. But at the same time, we were able to launch something really important. That's the Izzyverse channel, right? So the Izzyverse channel has officially been launched, I am happy to say. And let's talk a little bit about that. And let's talk about what it takes to be a member. All right. So to be a member of the Izzyverse is really simple, guys. All you have to do is hit that join button on your computer. Now, I don't think you could see it in I don't think it's possible to, and there's only me. Where are you? Okay, there you are. I was trying to see if I could make it work so we could see both of us like a little bigger, but oh well. So the way you sign up is if you go to the YouTube website, you will be on Izzyverse, and there's 3 tiers. I talked to Josh a lot about the tiers, and I think we ended up with 2, but at the end I ended up with 3 without Josh's input, but there was a good reason for that. So there's 3 tiers to the Izzyverse. You could do tier number 1, and that's the street level tier, and that's where you spend only 99 cents a month. That's it. It's 99 cents, guys. With that tier, and let me just take off this little banner in the bottom, this little ticker, so you guys can see it a little better. With that tier, you're going to get loyalty badges and emojis, and you get early access to new videos. In fact, I did an early access video today, earlier before the show started. So you get to do that. You get to get some pre-show, stuff, me talking, getting ready for the show. So that was cool. Moving on to the second tier, the global level tier, we'll call this one. The global level tier, you get much more than just, little emojis and things like that. You're going to get your emojis. You're going to get everything, but you're going to get members only live streams. That's going to be something where we're going to be doing a live stream, and we'll be talking to members and chatting with members, but it also gives you the opportunity to connect on social media. So there is an Izzyverse Discord channel, and we're making it available to you as you watch the show. And the real purpose about it is really, it's a place where we could chat and talk, us geeks, about anything. It doesn't have to be just about comics. It could be about wrestling. It could be about Star Wars. It could be about, I don't know, you name it, right? That's the purpose of the Discord channel. But it also gives me the opportunity to invite you to be part of the streams anytime. So if you want to be part of the stream, and you're interested in being part of the stream someday, then I'll invite you through Discord. We'll just do something where it's a members only live stream, and we can just talk and chat. The real cool stuff that I think everybody's going crazy for is the next 2 items, and that's the Izzy Street Swag. You're going to get a nice little envelope full of stickers and some other cool stuff. I might throw in some mystery stuff that goes in there, but everyone's going to get a welcome packet, and that's going to be something that I'm excited to share with everybody to just say thank you for supporting the channel. And finally, my way of giving back mostly is the members only monthly mystery box drawing. This is tier 1. Now, we'll talk about tier 2 in a minute, but the purpose of tier 1 is to give you guys something back. So we'll do a monthly drawing, and in that monthly drawing, there'll be two mystery boxes. Mystery box number 1 will be for tier 1 members, and the idea for that is that you're going to get something of a significant value, right? And we're gonna be doing that. The other thing is, it just gives us an opportunity to give back to you. So there's a lot of good stuff, and as many of you know, I'm always at shows, I'm always at cons, right? So I'm gonna have stuff, so I'm always getting stuff. Dude, Josh, whenever I go to Comic-Con, I grab as much as things I could grab that people might want. So we're going to be doing that, and there is a new con coming up pretty soon. So we got Big Apple coming up, so we'll be there, and they'll have some stuff there. Finally, the big one. This is the cosmic level tier. The cosmic level tier is $4.99 a month. You get all the perks from the previous 2 tiers. If you have a YouTube channel or anything like that, you got to get a member shout out video where we're going to showcase your video. In fact, we could probably interview you and talk a little bit about that. You'll have member only polls, so you can vote for like comic of the year and things like that. Street level swag. That's going to be where you're going to get some extra stuff, not just stickers and little things like that, but you might get a t-shirt, you might get a bag, you might get a baseball cap with your name on it. Cool stuff like that. So with my boy Sean, who's an excellent graffiti artist, he does baseball caps, so he already said he's down with it. And in the members only monthly tier box, this is where where I'm going to give you like the best of the best. So I'm going to put some good stuff, and I'm not going to make it that much of a mystery. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys in on what's going to be in there. So that there will be a potential slab here or there in that box. There'll be books, some key hot books that everybody's going crazy searching for. I have a bit. That was part of the reason for the reorganization too, finding out what I have. And I did find duplicates. So of some pretty good books. So we'll be doing that. And then you get a high res image of some artwork I've done. You may get some original art too. So there'll be some original art in that package. So those are the tier systems. Josh, what's your thoughts? Does it sound good?
Yeah, it sounds great. I mean, everyone throw your money at Izzy. Come get your Izzy here.
Now, again, think of it like this. It's a very small amount of money to give for the channel, and really it's to support the channel so I can support you back, really, because that's what I want to do. None of this proceeds is going to really be in my pocket. It's pretty much something that I want to just give to everybody. So now that we're on to the channel stream, so let's go into talking about the hot list of stuff. And look, I'm showing it off. I'm not even supposed to. But you ready for some trending books, Josh?
Let's do it.
Now we got our trending books up. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be. All right, so we got some trending books for the week. There's a lot of books here. It's actually, for a while, it's been a very consistent trending list. This one's not as consistent, with the exception of maybe one book that we're seeing numerous times. In fact, you're seeing it 3 times here, right? But let's get started with the first book, known The Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction #1. Have you ever heard of this book? It came out in January of 1975.
Oh, yeah, no. Never heard of it.
Oh, yeah, no. A book here that has been picked up. Look at that. Congratulations, Cole. We just got a new member. Woohoo! There we go. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Let me also give a shout out to another member, New Yorican Soul Podcast. Go check out that stuff. If you want to listen to some good salsa music or other types of music, New Yorican Soul is really good for that. So thank you, Cole, for becoming one of our members. So Cole's already there. Like, I'm down. All right. So welcome. Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction #1 is a book that came out back in 1975. And really all it is an adaptation of a novel that came out. Why is this important? Well, the reality of it is that it's being adapted by Amazon. That's the main purpose behind it. So it's worth checking out. It's actually going for about $65 right now in the market. So if you find it for $65, that'd be great. So, it's a Bronze Age book, so that's always cool having a Bronze Age book, and it's actually a different format. As you can see there, it's a little different. Our next book on this list is a book of 90s goodness, right? Battle Chasers #1. This is a book that came out way back in the 90s. And Nate, I like that. Good luck, Cole. This is a book that came out in the 90s. Do you remember Battle Chasers?
No.
Really? You do not remember Battle Chasers?
You know I was born in 1989, right?
I know what year you were born, but you don't know about Joe Madman, the video game, Battle Chasers?
No.
Darksiders, I think Darksiders. I don't know, name it. Yeah, so Battle Chasers is back, and there's some hype, a return. This book stopped at issue number 9, I think, and now we're finally going to release issue 10 after about 20 years later.
Yeah, I like to believe that Joe Mad has been working on it this whole time. He's just like, I'm going to finish it.
I'm going to do a page a year. But you know what? I bet you anything when it comes out, it's going to look awesome. So I don't care. Joe Mad's one of my favorite artists. So I'm okay with that. The next book here is Something Killing the Children, issue 6. This one features the first appearance of Aaron Slaughter, of Cecilia Slaughter, and it had a low print run, even though I think 14,000 copies is still pretty good. But there's a lot of hype for Something's Killing the Children. So you're going to see it again. You see #1 right there, is also there. So You know, there's a lot to talk about something killing the children. Now, maybe one of these days we'll do a read along. So, Josh, you could actually read Something's Killing the Children. That would be cool, because that is actually a really good story. Next on our list is Contest of Champions #1. This came out back in December 2015. Now, do you remember this book?
No. I mean, I'm aware of the video game, but I didn't pick this one up.
Well, this one actually has some first appearance of some characters. White Fox, which apparently people are talking about these days, and another character called Goulantine, a French woman who wields a magical sword. Yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
Another book that's hot on this list is, of course, anything Spider-Man and Spider-Man characters, and we got Spider-Man India. All right, the first appearance of Parita Pavaraki or Pavitia.
Just don't even.
I'm destroying the name. You know what I'm saying? I'm just destroying it.
All the Indian viewers are cringing.
My apologies, guys. You know, they didn't name him Patel. They could have called him Peter Patel. Why couldn't they go that far? I'm just saying. That's just they gave him a hard name.
Maybe they just assumed that the readership was a little more sophisticated than we actually are.
Maybe, who knows, right? But there you go. There you have it, guys. The first appearance of Spider-Man India, of course, with into the Spider-Verse. We're going to get a lot more of these across the Spider-Verse, not into the across the Spider-Verse. Okay, the next books here is apparently it's Nathan's favorite book of all time. It's hard to tell if Super Mario book is out because the movie. Super Mario Brothers, the Valiant comic that came out back in 1990. This book is extremely hard to find. I'm actually shocked that a high version of this book is only going for $150, but it's a hard book to find. And you know, a lot of people, like, if you have this book, this thing is gold. So go check it out. Obviously, with the movie coming out, there's actually an appearance of Jack Black dancing around as Bowser. I forgot what TV show was it for. So he's doing a talk show and he's dressed up as Bowser, and they had to blur his junk. He has a costume, but his junk is being blurred out because, let's just say, Bowser's a little happy. He's excited to play the character. Our next books that we're going to go into is, we already talked about Something's Killing the Children. The next book is Venom versus Carnage, issue #2. This book is going for a high value of $50, and it features the first appearance of Peter Mulligan as Toxin, the spawn of Carnage, because we need more Carnage spawns. We need more Venom symbionts. There's rumors that Toxin might come back for Venom #3, since they say they're going to begin filming soon, and that's going to be one of the major characters. So you might want to pick this book up. You might be able to find it somewhere. I'm sure you can find it. Another thing that a lot of people have been talking about has been the Sentry. So I'm asking you this question, Josh: will the Sentry be in the Thunderbolts?
I sure hope not, because I really want the Thunderbolts to be basically like the Suicide Squad and not take on intergalactic threats. And that's exactly what the Sentry is. The Sentry is, upper tier, very strong superhero. He goes toe to toe with the Hulk. So I don't think he would fit in, but I'm sure they're not taking notes from me.
Well, you guys, you heard it from Josh. They don't want the Sentry. But if the Sentry is going to be in the movie, there is a rumor that Stephen Yang is going to play the Sentry, which to me, it's like, okay, this is different. This is not the same as what I know, because I don't picture Stephen Yang as the Sentry. I've seen other people that they've talked to, that I've heard they talk to, and they look like the Sentry. The Sentry doesn't strike to me as Stephen Yang. You know what I mean? So
we should get Triple H.
Well, Triple H doesn't have that long blonde hair anymore, and he's pretty old already.
You can get a wig.
He's showing his age now. You know what I mean? All right. I want the original done. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be it. I honestly don't think that this is gonna be like the original Thunderbolts. But then again, we could be surprised. Who knows? A lot of secrecy behind that story. All right. Our next book in the list is The Immortal Hulk #1. This book features the first appearance of Jackie McGee, who was inspired by Jack McGee in the TV series, and it's just, you know, people like this book, so the people started buying this book, so that's why it's on this list. It's just currently hot. No significant reason whatsoever. It's just it's just a really good story from the Hulk. It's a good Hulk story. Our next book is Spider-Man: The Lost Years #1 that came out back in 1995. Spider-Man: The Lost Years. So I did get this book. All right, I was able to get this book. I picked this book up, and then the copy I got. So the person told me it was a very good condition book. When I got it, it is not a very good condition book. It is a pretty bad condition book. It had a rip. It had a water stain. It was, you know, it was just poorly managed. Now, I'm a nice guy, so I contacted the seller and I told the seller, hey, this book is definitely not what you said it was. I expected it to not be perfect, but I didn't expect it to be not so perfect. And thankfully enough, the seller decided to give me a full refund. So I'm gracious for that. But that's what you do. When you buy something from eBay and it's not what you want, before you leave a negative feedback, contact the seller and see what the seller would do. You know what I mean? It's a good way of doing business, right? Next book here is All-Star Comics 58. We talked about this book a couple of weeks ago, and it's the first appearance of Power Girl. Apparently, Power Girl is still really, really hot, and this book is going for about $500. So a nice Bronze Age book. Another book that's on this list that's pretty, I guess, now is trending again is Deadpool: The Circle Chase #1. In fact, Josh, did you know I had no idea that this book was called Deadpool: The Circle Chase? I thought it was just called Deadpool.
Well, does it say the circle chase on the cover?
Nope, it does not.
So that's not your fault.
It's not my fault, right? The book is this is actually the first solo limited series of Deadpool. So this is his first solo series. But I want to say this is the book that made Deadpool to the character that we know today. Prior to that, he was a wisecracking character, but he wasn't really like a major character like that way. This was the title that kind of like gave us the Deadpool we know and love today. Well, some of us may know and love. Somebody wants something, Josh.
They do.
I think they want that Deadpool book. All right, next book's on our list is Incredible Hulk 271. It's hard to tell by the image that you see there, but what book is this?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm on my phone. You're like, oh, what's that second pixel from the right?
271 is the first cover appearance of Rocket Raccoon.
Yes.
And that's what this book is the first Rocket Raccoon. It is a funny looking cover. It's one of those covers that you look at it, you're like, I don't know what they were thinking when they did this bit. But it is a key book. It has several first appearances. And of course, because of Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3 is coming out. This book is on demand again because it features Lila, who is an otter and also a love interest of Rocket. All right. Next book on the list, again, we talked about Something's Killing the Children. This is issue number 16. This is the origin of Erica Slaughter and the first full appearance of Jessica Slaughter. The book right now is actually going for, it's not as expensive right now. It's going for like $4. You could probably just pick up this book cover price. What's up, John? Good guy here. I love your icon there. All right. A book that I'm still waiting to see what's going on with this book, and that's The Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man #5. Features the first appearance of Dream Spider, a new Spider-Man character, a female Spider-Man character, who has some unique abilities. I gave you a copy, right?
Yeah, it's right here.
Did you get a chance to read it?
I did read it.
And your thoughts?
I got to read the first 4, but but it's definitely it's a pretty unique character, I would say. A different ethnic background than you usually see. The powers are a little bit different. I just think that the design itself, it looks a little bit better in the comic than you might see in some promotional images. So yeah, I think this character might have some legs behind it.
Yeah. And if you're interested, I'm actually selling this book on eBay for right now. The high is 15,000. I'm selling it for 10. So if you go to eBay, you could probably find it on eBay. Just look up Izzyverse and you'll see that book there. Okay. All right. Next book in our list is Blue Book #1. Now, this book, this version is the Comics Pro Retailer Conference exclusive. So before we talked about it, have you ever heard of Comics Pro before?
No.
All right, you haven't. After we talked about it, do you know what Comics Pro is?
Still no.
Well, I'm glad you asked. All right, Comics Pro is a trade organization for direct market comic book retailers. Their responsibility is really to help goals for the retailers. And every year they have a conference. And in this conference, they invite members as well as non-members to attend. And what ends up happening in these events is that they also have giveaways and sell comic books. So of course, why not have an exclusive? And we lost Josh for a second. Josh, you still there? You're on mute. All right. So it becomes a exclusive. You end up getting exclusive books. And the book that you're seeing right now, the blue book that you're currently seeing at this moment, that's the book. That was one of the books that was part of that exclusivity. And this is a James Tynion, the 4th book. This is issue #1. It is, yep. Exactly. They had dubbed it. That's a good one. All right. So that's the book there. The next book that you see on this list as well is a Comics Pro book, Phantom Road #1. This is Jeff Lemire. This book also came out last week. I heard it from K Cartoons. They did a video. Oh, look at that. Yeah, exactly. They talked a little bit about it. The Phantom Road issue #1. This is that exclusive. That's Comics Pro exclusive. In fact, the 3rd book that you see on this list, Something's Killing the Children, issue 27, is also an exclusive from Comic Pro's retailers. All 3 of those books were books that were exclusive for the convention, for the conference that was held not that long ago, just like a few weeks ago. So Josh just sent me a message. He will be back. So let's move on and talk a little bit more about the Hot 10. And the Hot 10 list there's no real surprises in the Hot 10 list. Some of the books we already talked about, some of the books we haven't. First book, #10, is Echo of Future Past, #1. This book is going for about $40, $50, but it's really a Bucky O'Hara book, and there is some talk about Bucky O'Hara right now, so that's why it's there. Another book that's on this list, we talked about it earlier, Joe Madureira, Battle Chase #1, but this is the variant edition. The variant edition of this book was very a topic of discussion for its time. This version of the book is going for $90 raw, and again, people loved it because they love Joe Man. All right, #8, The Mandalorian issue number 8, which was Terry Dodson 1 in 50 variant. People just love their Grogu. All right, Grogu is a popular character, and that's why this book is in this list. Star Wars The High Republic, The Blade, The Lennon Francis Yu 1 in 25. This is also first cover appearance of the albino twins from The Matrix. I'm reading off of the Hot 10 list, so they're saying first one of the albino twins. No, I'm sure Josh could tell you what kind of characters they are. You got me there, guys, from CBSI. #6 is G.I. Joe 21, the silver foil edition. I remember this book. It's a silent book, so you can read it really quick, but more importantly, it is a Michael Turner cover, which is gorgeous to look at. It's one of the most beautiful covers. There goes that Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 5, first appearance of Dream Spider. That book is number 4. Right? Number 5. I mean, number 4 is Something's Killing the Children, number 5. Number 3 is Contest of Champions, number 1, the 1 in 25 Francis Yu edition. And yet again, we see a Comics Pro cover of Something's Killing the Children, issue 27, which we talked about earlier. And the number 1 book for the CBSI Hot 10 list is not Flash, but Stargirl and the Lost Children, number 4, the Todd Nanook 1 in 25 variant. We lost you there, Josh. Everything good?
Yep, I'm back.
He's back. All right. So that's your list for the Hot 10 list. Let's move over to our cover price. Now, cover price, they release their top 10 every Monday. So this may be the first time you get to see Cover Price's top 10 list. No, let's see it. All right. Number 1, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, issue number 8, right? This is the one that it is the rare, well, it's the variant of the book. Now, Star Wars High Republic, The Blade, issue 3, The Letting You, 1 in 25. Now, what are those? Who are those characters? We were just talking about it. What's up, Worthy Chaos Comics? How's it going, guys?
So I just have my regular cover here.
All right. So tell me a little bit about this book and why it's so important.
These are 2 Jedi set in the Old Republic. So they are they grew up together in the Jedi Temple. The male you see there is a legendary swordsman type of dude who could take down an army by himself. They call each other brother and sister because they've grown so close together. His sister's more of a diplomat type of Jedi, and so the story is about them, traveling and solving problems together.
Okay, good. Sounds good. Number 8 is Stargirl, The Lost Children. This is the 1 in 25 Todd Nanook cover. Number 7, Something's Killing the Children, number 1. And this book is currently going for $900 raw. That's how important this book is to people. All right. You got $900 to buy Something's Killing the Children, Volume 1?
No.
Okay.
You just do now because we have subscribers.
Oh, yeah. I'm really banking in on that YouTube money. That money is just flowing in, guys.
You're basically right? Scrooge McDuck.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to swim in it. All right. Number 6, Something's Killing the Children, 27. This is the Comics Pro variant that came out. Number 5, a book that we've seen in this list plenty of times, and that's Marvel Superhero Secret Wars, issue number 7. They're referring to the direct market version. This book is going for about $300. This features, I believe, the first appearance of Spider-Woman, a new Spider-Woman. All right. Spider-Man The Lost Years, issue number 1. First appearance of Hallows Eve as her alias. I can't remember her alias name. It's escaped me, but
Janine
it is.
Godby.
Thank you, Janine. Right, that's right. So that's her first appearance. Another book that's on this list, The Good Asian, number 1. I actually have a trade of this book. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I might give that trade away. Who knows? But I do have a copy of it. The original floppy is going for $70. All right. And number 2 on this list, we've mentioned this book earlier, and that is The Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction, number 1. And the number 1 book for the second week in a row for cover price is Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, issue number 5. Someone sold this book for $100. I want to know who's that person, so I could go to them and say, hey, how did you sell this book for $100? Just saying. All right. What do you think about this list?
It's a nice list. It's square, or I guess it's rectangular. It's got 10 books on it.
Oh, man, Josh. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me here. Anyway, those are... All right. Moving on. It's time to share with you some stuff that's going on here. We got the Bronx Anime Comic Expo. So the date's been in August 26, 2023. We're giving 50% off with this ticket promo code here. All you have to do is scan the QR code and you'll get 50% off the ticket. The ticket's going for about $20. So you'll get in for $10. That's the purpose behind that. Also, if you're looking for some supplies, you can go to bcwsupplies.com and you can use promo code Izzyverse for 10% off. And if you're looking for some comic books and you need to go to a retailer, ComicXposure has 15% off with promo code Izzyverse. Go check that out. All right. Before we move on to the pull list, I know you did not watch it. So I don't have to say anything there. But I have to talk about it. The Turtles. Did you hear about this movie?
So I heard about it because Twitter is upset about April O'Neil's casting for some reason. But
yeah, I was a little confused by April O'Neil's casting as well. Not because of the actress that's doing the voice, because this is going to be an animated film that's coming out in August. They changed the way she looked. She looks nothing like the original animated version now. Now, talking to my daughter, because the Turtles are a property owned by Nickelodeon now, they've been constantly making changes to that character. Not only her, but to other characters as well. And she looks different. Let's just say that. Leave it at that. She looks different. She's not the April O'Neil that we're familiar with, the type of April O'Neil character we're familiar with. But I will say this much. The casting for this movie is insane, dude. Did you catch the casting? Did you see it?
No.
Well, I'm gonna go over the casting. No. So the Turtles are cast by some, I don't really know these actors that are playing the Turtles. So you have Nicholas Cantu's playing Leo, Micah, I always say Micah. Micah Abbey is playing Donnie, which is Donatello. And let's see here. We got Brady Noon is playing Raphael, or Ralph, as they're going to go by. Shannon Brown Jr. is playing Mikey. So I don't really know those actors. So I'm pretty sure they're good. They're kid actors, because the Turtles actually look like teenagers in this movie. They did a pretty good job with the animations, how they actually look. So they look like teenagers. What's more impressive is the other part of the casting. So when you see this list of actors, you're going to be like, wow, pretty cool. But then again, it is you, Josh. So you probably be like, yeah, okay. All right. So we'll see how you feel at the end. But starting with April O'Neil. April O'Neil is going to be played by Ayo Edebiri. I'm not exactly sure how you say her last name. So that's my apologies. She's playing April O'Neil. Splinter is being played by none other than Jackie Chan. He gets to play a sensei once again. In the chat, tell me what other movie that Jackie Chan played a sensei to. You tell me. But you let me know in the chat who did Jackie Chan play as a famous sensei. So he's doing the voice of Splinter. It gets better. Giancarlo Esposito is playing Baxter Stockman.
That's where all their budget went.
Oh no, my friend. That's not where all their budget went. Because you got Ice Cube playing Superfly. Hey, it's Ice Cube, man. They're up. We got a winner here. There you go. Yep, he was in the Karate Kid. He played Master Miyagi. So Ice Cube is playing Superfly. Seth Rogen, who happens to be the producer of this film, is playing Bebop. And John Cena is playing Rocksteady. So this is the second wrestler to play Rocksteady. Now, here's another quiz for you guys. Who played Rocksteady in the previous movie? Or was it a different type? It was meant to be Rocksteady, but it really wasn't. In the Michael Bay film. All right. What do you think about these two?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like John Cena will do anything for money. But yeah, it looks good.
Again, we have another winner, Sheamus. All right. It gets better. Maya Rudolph is playing, what is it? Ultram? I've never heard of this character before. So this character is completely new to me. So is Leatherhead. And that's being played by Rose Byrne. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess we'll find out. These are probably characters from like the comics.
Oh, the comic books or the TV series that most people don't watch.
Yeah.
But there's more. Post Malone.
Who owns Turtles? Who owns this property?
Nickelodeon. So Nickelodeon's paying top dollar for these guys, man. You got Post Malone playing Ray Fillet, and Paul Rudd is playing Mondo Gecko.
Well, Paul Rudd probably could use the money after Ant-Man.
Apology money?
No, he just literally needs the money because he didn't make anything.
No, he made money. So what do you think about this casting for the Turtles movie?
Yeah, man, they went all out. I hope these are like actual, recurring characters and not cameos. But that's a star-studded cast.
That is a cast of cast right there. I'm nothing good on Nick TV. They might as well invest in movie.
Savage.
There you go, man. That's a good way of putting it. So when I saw this cast, I just went, "This is insane, guys! Insane." So, hey, it is what it is. So I'm gonna watch it. The animation looks pretty good. It looks top notch. It looks like they're trying to capitalize off the Spider-Man movie. So a lot of movies now are starting to look more and more like Spider-Verse. So it looks a lot like that. It has that style. It's stylized that way, that graffiti stylized look to it. But it looks pretty cool. And the turtles actually look like teenagers. They made them look like teenager turtles and without looking awkward. So, hey, sounds like a movie. All right. We're going to make this quick, but it's time to do This Week's in Comics, right? Let's find out what books are coming out this week. Marvel is going light this week with 17 titles. All right. But we do have a few number ones for Marvel, starting with X-23 Deadly Regenesis number 1. Also new this week, number 1, New Mutants Lethal Legion number 1. They reissuing of Predator number 1, but Predator is now going to be part of a new 20th Century line. I'm not sure if this book starts off that 20th Century line, but it's quite possible. Who knows? But both X-23 and New Mutants will feature new characters, so you might want to go check that out. Predator is the number 1, so you could go check that one out. But the book I want to talk about is Amazing Spider-Man 21. This series has been all over the place. So I don't know what Zeb Wells has been doing. I don't know what Zeb Wells' plans have been. But issue 21 is supposed to give us the answers to all the questions we have, which is, what did Peter do? So,
rookie mistake, believing the preview text.
All right. What did Peter Parker do to make everyone hate his guts? Let's the speculation begin. What did he do?
You want me to speculate?
Yeah, why not? Well, let's throw that out. Let's do it. Let's figure it out. What did he do?
So, perhaps everyone found out that he made the deal with Mephisto.
But he didn't make the deal with Mephisto. It was Mary Jane that made the deal. I remember because I hate that book.
They could retcon it so that it was him.
That he makes the deal to make everybody forget and to make him think that Mary Jane is his love of sister.
Which no, that's not why. Everyone remembers that they had a romantic past. Okay, that didn't go away. But It would be a retcon to bring it in line with the movies if it's Peter who makes the decision.
So do you think that's going to be the case?
No.
And he froze.
Oh, I'm frozen. I think you're frozen.
No, we both froze, I think. I don't know. Right at that moment, we froze.
I'm good.
Oh, boy.
I see you moving.
I'm back. Am I back? Am I finally back?
Yeah, you look good to me. Well, you look the same.
All right. So what did Peter do? You guys tell me in the chat. What did Peter do? All right. Our next book is Moon Knight 21, X-Men 20, and the last issue of the whose run is this? Is Jason Aaron's run? Yeah. Last issue of Jason Aaron's run is Avengers 66. This is the end of the final assemblage. What's going on, Kenneth? How you doing, my man? Kenneth is here tonight. That's right, you are, sir. All right. Also, Fantastic Four, issue number 5. I'm gonna have to come back to this book. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about Fantastic Four. I wasn't too crazy when I read the first issue. Did you get to read the first issue?
I read the first and second issue.
And what's your thoughts of this book?
So the second issue was, so if you read the first one, the second issue was like a very similar adventure, but like Reed and Sue having that adventure, except
yes.
And then like we still didn't get any Johnny and until issue 3, which I didn't read. So if it got better, it probably started in issue 3.
Yeah, because issue 1 was like a self-contained story with Thing and Alicia, and I'm assuming issue 2 was the same, but this time with Reed and Sue. So
yes.
So was issue 3 Johnny's story or something like that? And they're apparently they might be connected. So I'm willing to go back and read them to see, because I'm hearing good things. People are loving it. So if you like it, tell me why you like it. That's what I want to know. Okay, next we have Scarlet Witch issue 3. Continuing from there, Nightcrawlers number 2, Mary Jane and Black Cat issue number 4, and Black Panther 15. Okay. Silver Surfer Ghost Light issue number 2. Now, did you finally get your book?
No.
I'm sure it'll come along. You got to message them. We'll talk a little bit more. Bloodline Daughter of the Blade issue number 2 is also out this week, and Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue 32. And some more Star Wars. We got Star Wars High Republic issue 6 and Star Wars Sana Star Wars. Well, tell me about your Star Wars guy. Talk to me about Star Wars.
Well, Bounty Hunters, I think it just finished sort of a little bit of an arc. So they're kind of starting something new. They're bringing in some characters from the video games in their first full appearance. So that's going to be an automatic key. High Republic, I gave up on. So you tell me. And Sana Star Wars is it's like a limited series. Sana Star Wars has been like a supporting character, so they give her own little book. So we're learning more about her backstory and family.
Cool. All right. So there's our Marvel books. Let's go into DC. DC has 9 titles. That's not bad. 9 titles, pretty good. I think most than half of them are probably Batman related. So we'll take a look at that. All right, now it's time to talk a little bit about some other dude, and that is Jonathan Kent, or John Kent as he goes by, and the Adventures of Superman. All right, so the question I had, and that really was the question I posed to the group, can we repair John Kent? Well, first of all, we have to find out why John Kent was problematic in the first place. So, do you know why John Kent was problematic in the first place, Josh?
I don't have a problem with him. Speak for yourself, Teddy.
Well, I can tell you exactly what was the problem. Well, a lot of people were upset when Brian Michael Bendis aged the character up. So we didn't get to see the character really develop into the person he was becoming. The problem I think I have with him is that I don't think he's the type of character that has earned the title of being called Superman. And that's my personal feeling. Now, we could use the argument that Miles Morales is Spider-Man in pretty much the same way that John Kent is Superman. But I think with Miles Morales, we could accept that he's been given the title of Spider-Man. Do you feel like John Kent is a type of character that should be called Superman, or should we give him a different title?
I mean, he's literally Superman's son. So we've had, I think, a better comparison would be Dick Grayson becoming Batman. And no one questioned when he had the cowl, like, yeah, you're a Batman, and he's Bruce's adopted son. And you could argue that some people say he was a better Batman than Bruce. So,
but with John Kent, it's like he just came into the scene. He's not really, he hasn't been around that long, and you're just gonna give him the name Superman?
I mean, they've got,
especially when Superman still exists.
Well, he was away for a little bit.
Okay,
so
just
the
a little
Justice
bit.
League needed a Superman, and that happened with a bunch of other characters. It was part of a thing that they were doing. So Yara Flor replaced Diana. You know, Batman was away, so they had Robin running around. It was part of a thing. Did he earn the title of Superman? I mean, like, they have all types of super characters running around. They got Steel,
but they're not
Steel.
called Superman.
I mean, he looks like him. He wears it. The average person in the DC universe they've probably never even seen Superman in person. For all they know, he looks like he has green skin and tentacles coming out of his eyes. So the idea that they wouldn't call him Superman because like he didn't earn it when they don't know anything about him is a little mysterious to me. That seems to be a little bit of an issue coming from the reader, if you ask me.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about this book because I do want to share something with everybody, because I do have some cool information to share about this book, because this book is debuting. There are going to be several variants of this book. One is coming out tomorrow, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about. Our next book here is Flash, the 1 Minute War, Start the Clock, issue number 1. This is a one-shot series. This is obviously in regards to the 1 Minute War. So as you can see there, the Flash 794 series is there, where we have Flash's daughter, and she's getting a nice little costume, nice little upgrade to her costume. Irie West is going to get a new superhero name. So this could potentially be a key issue. In fact, it actually will be a key issue because it is a book featuring a new title, a new name with a new costume. So this is a book to pick up. I personally like Flash. I think they're great. All right. And Cole is back. Dance party is over. Welcome back, Cole. Now we're at the club. This is the after party for him. All right. So those are good books there to pick up this week. Next on our DC list, again, remember I told you Batman. And speaking of costumes, Batman 133 will feature a new Batman costume. This is going to be exciting for people to see. I bet you it has a Bat logo.
Well, he's probably not going to keep it, is the sad part, because he's in like a different universe right now.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's going to get a new costume. Maybe it's made by hand.
All right. So that's book there. And then The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 6 is going to come out this week. This book has been very interesting. Now, just first of all, look at this cover. This cover it's an interesting looking cover. I don't know what to think about it, but some of the variants for this book look insane, dude. But Matthew Rosenberg's doing one heck of a job, and I think this is going to be one story, so it's not going to have another story behind it. But speaking of Batman and Joker, The Deadly Duo, issue number 5. A lot of people have been enjoying this book. I believe this could very well be the final issue. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Let's see here. Doesn't really say much, but it could be. They're walking away into the sunset. But Mark Silvestri, people have been enjoying Mark Silvestri's run on this book. So go check it out. All right. Next book is Poison Ivy, issue number 10. All right. Monkey Prince 12. I was asking, did I ask you this question last time? Is anybody reading Monkey Prince?
You did ask me. I said I wasn't, but it's a big world out there.
But tell me if anybody's reading Monkey Prince, because this is part 4 of 4. Could this very well be the last issue? Because maybe it is.
That's a good question. I don't remember if I've seen any previews for like 13 or on.
Yeah.
So maybe.
All right. This is after the events of the Lazarus Planet. So this is a Lazarus Planet aftermath book. Right. And then also coming out from Milestone with it, which is an imprint of DC, Static Shadows of Dakota, issue number 2. All right. Image title, we have only 8 titles for Image. So again, I think it's a pretty light week as a whole. So let's take a look at that. All right. Now, we do have some number ones that are coming out this week. One of them that I am interested in is Stoneheart. Stoneheart is a number one book. Do you know why I'm interested in this book?
Is it because it's by Emma Kubert?
Yeah, so who's Emma Kubert?
Emma Kubert is comic royalty. Emma Kubert is the son or the daughter of the daughter of Andy.
Yep, Emma
the
is the daughter
of Adam.
No, of Joe. Joe is the patriarch.
Yeah.
Followed by Andy and Adam. And this is the daughter of Andy Kubert. And she is going to premiere her new story, Stoneheart #1. So I'm interested in picking this book up. I want to see how it is. Her artwork has always been great. Of course it's great. You know what I mean? She's royalty, and it's cool to see that she's having her own book, a book of her own. She's done create her own stuff before in the past, but it's nice to see that we're going to continue with Stoneheart. So I'm interested in that one. Another number one that's coming up is ARC #1. This is a one-shot series. And it's coming by way of, let me see who's the creative team behind it. Matt Hawkins and Ryan Caddy. So this is a one-shot book. It is a Top Cow book, so it's part of the Top Cow world. So some Mark Silvestri's hand here, worth checking out. It's about legal poaching. It's about illegal poaching in the market. So go check that book out if you're interested in learning more about that kind of stuff through a comic. All right. Our next book is Spawn 339, Rogue Sun 11, and we have Two Graves issue #5, Blood Tree issue #2, Almighty issue #2 as well, and Gospel #5. That book is coming out for Image Comics. All right, I went a little too fast there. All right. As I said, it's a light week this week for our indie comics. So Boom Studio only has one title. Dark Horse has 3 titles. IDW has 2 titles. Ablaze has 2 titles. Scott Comics has 3 titles. And even Dynamite, who usually has a lot of titles, only has 3 titles this week. What do you think? You think it's just a quiet week?
So this is a weird week because Tuesday is no, that was last week. Last week, Tuesday was like the last day of the month, and then Wednesday was the first day of the month. I don't know why this is a light week. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like it's the start of the week, really, when you think about it, right?
Yeah, this should be the biggest week of the month, but
it's not. Anyway, let's take a look at the books that were coming out. So in Boom Studios, you have Know Your Station issue #4. It's a continuation there. Clear #1. This is a book that is actually. Would I call this a reprint? No, it's not a reprint, but this is a book that originally came out in Comicology by Scott Snyder and Francis Manifold. So you know it's good, but if you haven't read the story, you can actually read the story. If you want to have a printed copy of the story, then you're welcome to get a printed copy of the story. So go check that out. Assassin's Apprentice #4 and Space Job #2. Now you picked up Space Job #1, did you?
I did. It's very funny to me. Mm-hmm. It's a little dark, but I think it's hilarious. So if you like, it's kind of like Star Trek meets The Office. Mm-hmm. Like, no exaggeration. That's basically what it is.
Cool. All right, so go check that one out. Our next book is from IDW. We have 2 books. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Game, The Alliance issue #5. That's the April O'Neil I know. That's all I got to say about that. And you also have coming out Godzilla versus Mothra versus Titanosaurus. All right. Children of the Black Sun issue #3 from Blaze is out this week. There's a lot of good buzz behind that book. There's some really sick covers for this book that you might want to check out. And Traveling to Mars issue #4 is also out for Blaze. All right, Scott Comics, you have a brand new #1, Oswald and the Star Chaser, and The Life and Death of, it's hard for me to see it right now, so I'm trying to see it. Life and Death of Brave Captain Suave issue #5, and Kitchella issue 3. Right. Over in Dynamite, you have Deja, right? Deja Thornis, number 1. There's a little bit of buzz behind this book. Cherish, number 5. And Vampirella versus Red Sonja, issue number 3. Now we got some single books from other publishers. AEW Upshot Black Tape, issue number 2. Zenscope has Gretel Seeds of Despair, issue number 1. So that's a new number 1. Gretel looks she looks like a Street Fighter character. So. You know what I'm saying? Vault West of the Sundown. Now, if you think that cover looks crazy, you got to take a look at the other cover to this book. That looks nuts. So go check it out. Over at Mad Cage Studios, you have Tales of Nottingham, issue number 2. This is Tales from Robin Hood lore. And we have Source Point Press, Little Red Ronin, issue number 1, Ronin editions, and there's several variants to this book. Battle Quest Comics, Trident of Illyria, number 2, and another company that we never really talked about before, Fair Square Comics, is Photonic, the Man of Light, issue number 1, and Ahoy Comics has another number 1 book scheduled to come out, The Gimmick. Those are your books for the week. Any indie books that are interesting to you?
I'm definitely getting Arc and the first book we talked about.
Mm-hmm. Space Job.
Also getting Space Job, but the Emma Cuber's book.
Oh yes, Stoneheart.
Yeah.
All right. Now a book that is coming out. And let's talk a little bit about variants now, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about variants, and we'll do our picks of the week. So let's get our picks of the weeks ready. It is now time to talk a little bit about our picks of the week. But before we do that, I'm going to talk to you about one of our affiliate groups here. And the reason why I'm doing it now is because I'm giving you guys 10% off getting a book, and that's coming out tomorrow. So remember I mentioned about Adventures of Superman number 1? Well, the blue foil electric cover is scheduled to be released tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern by Big Time Collectibles. You can get 10% off utilizing promo code IZZYverse10. So you guys want to take note of it. Another thing I want you to know is that there was a shipping issue with the book. So right now they have a very limited supplies. This book was limited to 1,000 copies. They're still going to do that, but it's limited to 5 copies per person. So you can only buy 5 of these books. This book has, I think, last I saw, they were able to get about 680, if I'm not mistaken. That was all that was left behind. So it's important to note that, you know, if you want this book, these books have been hot, man. Every single one of these foil books have been hot. I know because I'm going crazy getting them. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, it looks very blue. It's got some lightning on it. Looks very similar to the other ones.
It's very blue.
Looks great.
Right. It's only 680 copies last I checked. They did their count. And if you want this book, you got 8 p.m. Eastern. You got to go to Big Time Collectibles. I guarantee you by 8:30, this book will be gone. I'm almost guaranteed. So go check that out. That's use promo code IZZYverse, and you're going to get 10% off your purchase. All right. So with that said, let's talk about the books that are actually coming out this. Well, we did talk about the books that are coming out this week. What am I saying? Let's take a look at what we picked this week. So let's get the screen share ready, and we're gonna start here. Let's do Josh's picks first, right? And we don't need to share the audio. Let's just go do that. All right, Josh, what kind of books did you pick for your list?
Well, the first one's a little bit of a wish list. It's the 1 in 25 variant for Amazing Spider-Man, but it is a Dustin Weaver cover. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I try to grab those whenever I can. Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see what price I can get this book at.
Yeah, depends on where you go, right?
Depends where you go. Spider-Man is a popular book, so there will be quite a few of these. But
Yeah.
For the right price. I am also getting this variant that has silk on it because that looks cool.
It is a cool silk. It's a Bazua. I can't say his name.
I think it's a Stormbreakers.
It is a Stormbreaker cover.
Yeah.
The Stormbreaker covers have been great. So this one you should be able to get for cover price.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Now I see you have 2 variants for Mary Jane and Black Cat.
Yep, we've got the Dowderman variant, which has a million different Black Cats on it. So that's great. If you were like, you know what, I don't have all the Black Cat costumes on one page, this is the cover for you.
And then there'll be a brand new one, and then this will be dated.
And then, well, you got to remark it in. You see, but
oh, that's why they got the empty spaces.
That's what exactly they got a little bit of empty space. And then I'm also getting the Alex Ross Timeless variant.
Now, are you collecting the Timeless variants?
I'm not getting them all. I'm picking and choosing, but this one I had to get.
All right, cool. And let's take a look and see what other books you picked out. Well, we talked about Space Job, so I see it there. You're picking up New Mutants Lethal Legion.
So I'm breaking a rule of mine. I have a rule that I don't buy or read X-Men. But I like
what kind of generation is this that don't read X-Men?
There's too many of them. I wouldn't even know where to start. But this is a number 1.
X-Men.
It's got magic in it. This is the I didn't like the other covers too much, but this is the Planet of the Apes variant, so I'm gonna get this one.
The Vicio.
Yep.
All right.
We'll see if it's good. Scarlet Witch, of course. First 2 books are amazing. Writing, art, covers, everything. I'm getting issue number 2 of Silver Surfer. Sadly, I haven't read issue 1, so this is just gonna sit on my pile for a little bit
until issue 1 finally arrives.
Until I get issue 1.
Okay. And there's Space Job number 2. You have, I think your list is bigger than mine.
Is that the first?
It's quite possible. All right. So now we got some more stuff here.
Yeah. So this is a Women's History Month variant for Bounty Hunters, but I'm also getting the Return of the Jedi anniversary cover. That should be number 9 or 10. So we're like a quarter of the way there on this journey. Sana Staros number 2, Stoneheart number 1, and I think there's a couple more. Yep, Arc number 1, Batman. Got to get Batman, and then continuing on with the Flash.
The Flash, and you picked the Marco D'Afonso stock variant.
Yep.
Cool. Let's see what's the total. $62.85. Technically.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see,
right? All right, so there's that list. Let's go ahead and see my list. All right, my list is slightly different than yours because I usually just pick out variants, right? I started to do this whole variant thing, and with Spider-Man, it's the Ivan Thal variants. I love those Ivan Thal variants. They're called the drip variants, so we're going to see variant B of the drip. The other variant that I thought was gorgeous, and it kind of gives me an Adam Hughes vibe, is the Lobo variant of Mary Jane as a Venom symbiote. I think this cover is going to be extremely hot. I think it's going to be one of those books that people are going to be going for because just look at it, man. Look how gorgeous that thing is. Another book that I think a lot of people are going to be looking for because it's just a cool looking book. And I think the previously they had a variant just like this and it kind of sold out. And that's the Hainsworth connecting wraparound variant of Avengers 66. So that's pretty cool. X-23, the Rico variant of Deadly Regenesis. And then remember I told you about the Joker covers? Batman 133, the 1 in 50 variant, the Art Germ variant. Just look at that Joker, dude. Look at that Joker. And then the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, the Kendrick Kunuka Lim variant. That is something of nightmares.
Yeah, it is.
And I want it. And finally, Nightwing 100, the second printing, the Bruno Redondo cover, paying homage to Batman the Animated Series.
You're getting a second printing?
Yeah, sure, but it's because of the cover this time.
Okay.
It's the only reason why I'm getting it is because of the cover, because I think that is a hot cover. And as you can see, My total is $34.93. So you beat me this week.
It's definitely not a competition, everyone. It's really not.
It really isn't. But there you have it, guys. Those are the books for this week. What book are you getting? What book do you want to get? And before I let you guys go, I have to reveal something to you guys, right? I'm not doing a giveaway this week. I'm sorry. First of all, I'm apologizing why I'm not doing a giveaway, but I am going to explain the reason behind it. What I'm going to do now, moving forward, is the giveaways are going to be part of the membership programs. So if you go ahead and, you know what, let me pull it up again. If you go ahead and you sign up to be part of the Izzyverse, then you get an opportunity to win stuff. You'll get the opportunity to be part of giveaways as well. And there's 3 levels. There's the street level, which is 99 cents. There's the global, which is $1.99. And then there's the cosmic, which is $4.99. I'm not going to go through the details because I went through the details earlier. But if you sign up for either a global or cosmic level, then you'll be entered to be part of the mystery box, and which is not always going to be a mystery because I am going to share with you guys what it is. So as of right now, you know, we have a small number. I saw that Cole has entered in. So thank you, Cole, Comics Claim. So you're going to get an opportunity to be part of it. New York Soul podcast has been part of it. My good friend Jake is now part of it as well. And Daniel Carpenter, I believe his name is. They're all part of the Izzyverse right now. We just started it on Saturday. So I ask you guys, if you get a chance to sign in. That'll be great. Let me reveal to you guys the first giveaway as part of the prize. But you know what? I might as well just do it with our branding video, right? So let's do the giveaway branding video anyway. Do you see it?
It appears to be a comic book.
It is not a comic book. It is actually a poster. It's a print. All right. It's not just any print. It is a Motor City Comic Con 30th anniversary print of Batman, done by the one and only Jim Lee. This is going to go out to anyone who signs up for the global level. So this is going to be part of global level tier. This is going to be part of that giveaway packet. Now, what's cool about this one here is that, as you can see, it's a beautiful print, right? But what makes it even more precious, and let's see if I could get that in there. Do you happen to know what that is, Josh? Can you see it?
Is it a signature?
It is a signature. Do you know whose signature that is?
That's Jim Lee's signature.
That is a Jim Lee signature. So you're getting a Jim Lee signed poster. And you know what? It's not just one poster. You're also going to get a nice little print from Wildcats, which also has a nice Jim Lee poster. Little signature right there. Look at that. Right? That's going to be part of the global level. I don't have anything just yet for the I can't even say it, the cosmic level. But I will tell you the cosmic level will be even bigger than that. So stay tuned for more information because I might reveal it next week what's going to be in the cosmic level. So I'm excited about that one. But that's going to be part of street level. Again, I keep saying street level. Global level. Why did I do this? All right, the global level package. You're gonna be entered to get this Jim Lee poster, and there might be some more stuff as well as the Jim Lee print. So what do you think about this? What do you think this as a giveaway piece?
That's something incredible to hang up in your house. Nice talking piece
with a nice signature too.
Yeah,
real.
You know, when you invite your friends over, they'll be like, "Whoa, man, cool print!" And then you'll be like, "Hey, man, I got it from the Izzyverse."
Got it from the Izzyverse, so it's gonna go out to the winner of we're doing the April because we're in March. We're in the middle of March, so this is gonna be in the April. So sign up for the Izzyverse, and you can win that piece. So that's all we got, Josh. Tell me what we could find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Cabrera_Josh.
All right. But where else we could find you? Come on. You know we got to do the plugins.
You can find me in New York City. No. I'll be on Whatnot tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern every week, selling comic books. And if you ask nicely, I'll sell pretty much anything in my house that's not nailed down. And you can find me at whatnot/Josh Cabrera.
So you heard it here first, guys. He is selling his children for a good price.
No. Those are nailed down.
You said they're not nailed down. I seen your kids. They're not nailed down. I think your wife might have a problem with that, though.
No.
She doesn't.
Not if she gets sold too.
All right. So you get if you sign up, if you haven't signed up to Whatnot is an auction house where you could get pretty much any kind of collectibles. There's a big comic book community within Whatnot, and if you sign up today using my QR code here, and my promo code is whatnot.com/invite/Izzyverse, you get $15 off your first purchase. So you could buy something for Josh from free if you never did it, or you can get it from somebody else. So that'd be really cool. Another thing that I want to let everybody know, BlackBox Comics has also offered us a 10% QR code. Not QR code, promo code IV10. You get 10% off BlackBox Comics. They got some really cool comics like Dream Master and Ninja Gaiden. Pretty soon I'm gonna try to see if we can get some stuff from them to be part of the giveaways as well. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow is going to be the drop of the Electric Superman, Adventures of Superman #1, the electric foil, blue foil. These books have always been selling out, so this one should be no different, and it's limited to only 5 per person. Go ahead and sign up to get it. Make sure you leave a reminder at 8 o'clock tomorrow to get your copy. That's it, man. That's all I got. So if you haven't signed up for the Izzyverse, please go ahead and do so. It helps us a lot. It's going to help me a lot because the more people sign up, the better the rewards. With that said, Josh, I will see you soon. Guys, we'll see you next time on the Izzyverse. Until then, Excelsior.